There we go. Did all that setup work this morning? I forgot to turn the microphone mixer thing on. So good morning, everybody. Welcome to House Edge Live with John on Casino Gaming TV for the time being. Oh boy, busy weekend. I see Greg out here. Good morning, Greg. I haven't started the book yet, actually. My daughter came home for the weekend. I forgot she was coming this weekend, so we actually spent the entire weekend hanging out. We went out and we saw a show, and we had her grandparents over, and we just kind of did family all weekend. So it was a good one. But yeah, so I'll start reading now. now that everybody's gone and we have the week to ourselves. So anyway, boy, what a weekend of football too, right? But who saw Miami doing that yesterday, right? And the Hawks, my goodness gracious, looking like the NFL is starting to take shape. It's funny. I'm in this league that I play with the Justice Jen and some other people from the chat, with Chris and Ian, others, and it's a pick'em league, right? You got to pick every single game every week, right? It's so hard in the early stages of the season to get anything right because you don't know what teams are. Now we're starting to figure out who's who, and there's going to be the upset there or there, but yeah, the NFL is coming together. Let's see, what do I want to talk about today? Today we're going to get into some betting pattern things. Let me actually switch over here. We're going to get into some betting patterns, and I'm going to play some baccarat with you actually today instead of craps. We're going to switch it up a little bit, just because it's a quick resolution game, and I want to get into some patterning with you. Which is really going to look at bankroll and leverage. And I'll tell you some stories about baccarat too. I played baccarat my whole life. It's actually the first game I ever played in the casino was baccarat, believe it or not. And for Jimmy, it's not baccarat. Okay, you don't say it, and it's not baccarat either, idiot. It's baccarat. That's how you say it. It's a great game. I learned it. I learned it first. My dad wanted me to have this experience. Again, my dad was a big time gambler. I don't mean like big money, but he gambled his whole life. I think my dad actually, come to think of it, we talk about this a lot, and his mom and his sister aren't around to confirm this anymore. But my dad's dad died when he was like 12. And this is my stepfather, Gene, the one who passed away a few years ago. He died when he was 12. And I think, what I know, my dad took over the family business at 12 years old, right? It was a newspaper stand, newspaper cigarettes, that kind of thing. And interestingly enough, when we bought the store in Cape May, New Jersey, we sold cigarettes and newspapers and lottery tickets and that kind of thing. Anyway, my dad, I think, ran numbers back then. I think he was a runner for the guys back in those days. So he's been gambling since he was about this big, my dad. But when I started going to the casino with them, the first thing he taught me was baccarat. He says, an easy game. It's the kind of thing where you don't have to think. And he told me his thing was follow the shoe. Just follow what happened. You really can't make a mistake if you do that, and sort of ease into it a little bit. And then when I started playing baccarat, the guys I played with, of course, a lot of Asians play baccarat. That's the number one game for them. And I started watching them track the shoes and do all this like weird stuff, right? They were very haphazard bettors, and I even at my early stages in gambling, I was like, I don't like this. Like I didn't like the haphazardness. I wasn't going to try and, like, when I learned craps, those guys, I followed the stinky guy. I used to tell you the story, right? I would go to the hook where nobody could see me, and I'd stand next to the old guys with the whiskey and the cigars, right? And I would follow bet them and learn. That's how I learned craps. You cannot do that when you're playing baccarat, because the people who play baccarat are certifiable. Like, they got their little charts and they're tracking things, and they're like, they're like, it's such a superstitious kind of a game. You can't follow bet those guys. But I did learn from a couple of guys who really kind of like knew I was trying to figure it out how to bet. And that's where this bridge talk today is: bankroll risk, identifying opportunity. Baccarat is one of those games that's very streaky. It's almost like the field in craps, right? Where it's the field's not, it's like 44%, not 50%, but baccarat's a 50-50 game essentially. And it gets very streaky. Like it's not uncommon to see 6, 7, 8, 9 in a row. It's just not uncommon to see that stuff. You'll see a lot of this. And one thing that somebody taught me once was that the chop is also a streak. So we'll talk about that here in a minute when I go to my table view. But recognizing streaks and betting what you're in is kind of a thing in baccarat. And I know that you can't predict what's coming, but those common outcomes tend to happen. So you try and get with some of that stuff. So anyway, just like I always say, if you're watching me or whoever else you're watching, make sure you take it all with a grain of salt, right? We're all amateurs here. We're all having fun here. We're all trying to teach a little bit, have some fun a little bit. Don't be so serious about it all. That's kind of the big thing. All right, here we go. Let's just jump in, and I got to use my mouse now because of my thing is, as you know, broken. All right, I guess that was kind of my get ready, get set. The baccarat story. So let's actually talk about some betting patterns, and I think I'm going to go to my table view, and then we'll switch over and play some bac. But let me go here to this layout and get my mouse and keyboard out of the way for you. And we'll talk about a couple of patterns. And there's a few patterns that I think, to me, are easy to follow and make a little bit of sense. All right. Dr. S says, no way I'm paying 5% commission on a banker. Yeah, but the banker, the reason why you're paying the commission is because the banker has better rules, right? If you don't want to pay the banker commission, by the way, you can play what's called Easy Bac. Easy Bac is a game it's basically baccarat. It's the same dealing rules. But Easy Bac, when you have there's a special situation where when the banker wins with a 6, a natural or a 6 over whatever, I forget the exact permutation of it. There's no commission, but that's a tie. So you lose one of your wins, it becomes a tie. So there's no commission on the bank, but there's one special win condition with the banker that is treated as a tie, and that's how they get their commission back. So you're still paying the commission. Anyway, let's look at betting patterns. And again, we can use the field as a quick example here, and I'll just kind of run through a couple things with you. One is going to be, and this is actually one that I learned way back. I've showed it to you before. It's called the 31. This comes from John Patrick's videos where I learned this one, but I've seen guys play it. And here it is. It's going to be this. It's going to be 2-2. I'll lay the chips at 4-4. I don't have enough whites. Oh boy. There's 8. I'll use 8 greens for the last one. If you get to the last one, you're in bad shape, right? So this is 8, 16, 20, 24, 26, 28, 31. There's 31 units. These are twos. These are twos. These are 4s. And this is a ladder system. Okay. And the way the 31 works, I'll put these back up. The way the 31 works is on a 50-50 game, like baccarat is, you play this, and essentially you're going to, if you lose, you go here. If you lose, you go here. If you lose, you go here. Just follow the ladder, right? You follow the ladder down the street. If you ever win, you parlay your win. So it's a parlay off of a ladder. That's all that it is. At some point here, you've got to win 2 in a row. For you to lose the 31 units, and again, if it's 31 nickels or $31 or 31 quarters or 31 hundredths, whatever that is, if you lose that day, you're going to lose 31 of them. So I like the fact that you know ahead of time what your loss is. People will talk about loss limits and win goals. Your loss limit's 31, period. End of story. That's it. If they're green chips, it's $475, right? That's it. That's your play for the day. If you win in here, you can restart it and try again and keep going and set and get your win goal. If you're in here for 31 units, ideally, let's try and win, 5 to 10 units if we can do that, right? And so it works like this. Let's say we lose 1, and then we lose 1, and then we lose 1, and then we bet 2. If the 2-unit bet wins, you parlay it. If you win that parlay, so you win 2 in a row, there's your 4 units. What happens is this: you take all this back, you put your 2 back, you put your 1, 1, 1 back, and you've got 3 units in profit. Okay. So as you win your parlays, you recover your loss, plus you lock up a little bit. If you win on the second level, so let's say that we lost 1, 2, 3, and you lost the first level 2 bet, and now you're out here with this one, and that one wins, and you parlay that win. When you replace, you're going to replace back 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, and just have 1 unit in profit. So the second one of a level, you get out of there with a little spiff, and you start over again. That's the 31. Easy betting pattern. It works great in bac. I learned this again pretty early in my life. That was a nice simple one, and for me, it was 31 nickels. Okay, so it wasn't like I was going to get killed. It was $150 essentially, right? I could afford that. And that's one of the first betting patterns I ever learned. Then I learned this one, which I think is also pretty cool, which is it's not a ladder parlay. I'll show you that in a minute, but the parlay press, which is a completely aggressive front end move. So it's this: your level is 1, okay, and you win it, and you parlay it. So you're looking for 2. You always want 2 in a row, and you parlay the win. When you parlay the win, you keep the win. Always keep your wins on the parlay. That's a stacker. But now your new base is 2. 2 units wins. You parlay that to 4. When 4 units wins, your next base bet is 3. And now you've brought back 2, 4, 6, 7 units. At 3, you parlay it. And if that parlay wins, you're going to win 6, obviously. And your next level is 4. You just keep bumping up your base by 1 unit every time. So 2, 4, 6 wins in a row. You have a bet size of 4, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 4, 8, 12, 13, 4, 8, 12, 15 units in profit. Love that one. A little bit of a stern, right? This is a cool one, right? This is a really cool little parlay press move. You're always moving up. If you ever lose, you're back down at 1 unit. Like, you're never putting more than 1 unit at risk. You start with that 1, and you're hoping for that nice little run right there. And it's got a nice regular every other win collect, which is really kind of cool. So the parlay press is a great betting pattern. I love that one. And then, of course, my 1, 3, 2, 4. But we can do a little ladder parlay too. So ladder parlay works like this. Let's get 20 units here. 5, 10, 15. There's 20 units, right? There's 20. So ladder parlay works the same. Concept is a 31. So you take 1 and you lose it. You ladder up to 2 and you lose it. You ladder to 3 and you win 3. And you parlay that win to 6. You just need 2 in a row. Here comes 6 units in profit, right? That profit, you lost 3 so far, right? You're all the way back plus 6 units in profit, right? The ladder parlay is a big one, because if you end up going down, lose 1, lose 2, lose 3 in your ladder, lose 4 in your ladder, and you're going, oh my gravy, I'm going to get destroyed here. You go out with a 5 unit bet, and the 5 units wins, and you parlay it, and you come back with a 10 unit spiff. Well, guess what? There's your 5, there's your 10, and you're back to profit with 5. The ladder parlay is a strong one, because if you can catch 2 in a row, right, you're back with profit. You don't got to ladder down. Laddering is great until you got to come back down the ladder from level 5 or 6. Level 5 or 6 ladders, it's almost impossible to come back down. It works, but it's very frustrating. This way here, you're out with a single parlay. You're out. Okay, that's a little dangerous. That one takes more bankroll to get through. So anyway, there is some baccarat betting patterns, and those work in every game. Those can work in roulette. They can work in the field. They can work anywhere you want to. So let's play some. Let's go ahead and do. Let me get my screen going here. Let's play some Bach. Let's do what I think is the worst one, by the way. I hate this Bach game. As you know, I'm working on an app for Casino Quest called Nexus. We are in the process of finishing Blackjack and Roulette as our initial release for that game. Baccarat is right on its heels. We're gonna make the best Baccarat game you can imagine. It'll be like it'll actually be a good one. But here we go. Let's play it out. We're gonna go ahead and do let's see. Let's do we can do a follow the shoe, or we can do a let's just follow the shoe. Let's do a follow the shoe, and we'll do a 31. And what I'm gonna do, I'll do the 31 first. I'm gonna put on my table. You can't see it. The chips. 2, 4, 4. There's 3, 6. There's 8 and 8. I'm gonna put them out here. Again, you guys don't need to see these, but otherwise I'll forget where I am in the pattern. I'm just gonna move a chip down. So we're gonna bet 1, and again, this $10,000 balance is stupid. We're gonna pretend we have 1,000. We're gonna bet $25 chips only. So $25 will be the bet. Let's just let it deal a hand, and we'll pick the winner, and we'll follow the winner. So bank wins. So we're gonna go $25 in the bank, and we'll deal it out. And here's our first bet. 0-7 player wins. So we lose the first bet. All right. Now we're going to follow the winner and follow our betting pattern at the same time. We're not going to stay on the same one. We're going to follow the shoe and just make our next bet. So the next bet's going to be a quarter on the player, and we'll deal it out. Uh-oh. We got it. Okay, player wins. Sweet. Okay, so we got one win for $25, right? Now we parlay the win. So bang, bang. 25, 25. Come on, game. Really? 25, 25 on the player. We're still at the second level here. All right. On my table, I'm on chip 1. Chip 2 is where I still am. We have to win now the second one in a row. Here we go. So we win our parlay, right? I move the chips up, and you'll see that now we're at $10,050. So we're $50 up, which is great. Now we go ahead and start over again. Start back at level 1. Level 1 bets out, $25 to the player. Ooh, natural. Bummer. All right, that's a loss. Level 2, and we'll go to the banker. Got it. Okay, good. Good. Now we just parlay it up. So we go player, 2 units. It's at 2. Got it again. Won the parlay a second time. We're back to square, right? Just inching our way along as you go. That's the 31. I'm going to try and play it again until we get to level like 4 or 5. I want to lose some of these things and get to a bad spot. It will lose all 31 units at some point, but anyway, here we go. That was a 1 unit win, right, on the player. So level 1, start over again. Lost. All right, now we go to 1 unit on the bank. 8. Oh. Got that one. So now we parlay it. Oh, no, we lost. We're on the bank there, but we lost that one. So we got to go back to player and do a 1 unit bet. Can I get rid of that one? How do you get rid of the bet? Clear. 1 unit. We're still at level 1, our third level 1 bet. We win that. We got to parlay it. Got it. Oh, it's a tie. Frick. Okay, we stay there. What a bummer. And we lose. All right, now we go to level 2. Now look at our bankroll. We're even in our bankroll. We're still going to go to level 2. So it's going to be level 2 bank. We're here in the 31. Our 4th level in the 31. We lost that one too. Back in at level 2 again. We're going to the player now. Gross little chop right here for us. We lose again on a natural 9. Yikes. Now we're at level 4. Just like that. Level 4. There's a nat. All right, there we go. So we won a level 4, $100, right? But the 31 is a parlay. You win one, you gotta juice it up. So now we gotta go to 200 on that bank. And why is my screen? There we go. And let's go. Come on. Ugly. Oh, we did it. Okay, we did it. I keep looking at the left side of the screen at the player. So we did it. So we got our parlay on level 4 in the 31, and now we're up $90. Why do we have $90? Oh, because of commission. So there it is. There's the 31. It's super simple, right? There's no thinking involved there. You just follow the pattern. Very easy. Let's go back now, and we'll play. Let's start over. We're at $90, but let's play again. And let's do a little parlay press. Let's do a little bit of an aggressive one, a parlay press. So we're going to go and let me get this thing zoomed back up again. There we go. Let's see, can I do it from here? I can't, right? No, crap. Let's do, what was it? Bank 1 last time. Let's start with the bank. We'll do a 1 unit. Oh no, not that. Clear that. 25. 1 unit parlay press. If we win, we're going to go up a unit. If we lose, we're going to stay at base. So we lost that one. It was a tie, rather. So we're going to go back to bank, deal it out, and we win there. So we win 1, we parlay it up, right? Take a parlay. If we win the parlay, we stay at level 2. We did it. Yay. We won the parlay. We stay at level 2. So we're back on bank. Deal it up. Lose that one. Back to level 1 we go. So we didn't get our second level. We'll go back to level 1. Start over, follow the shoe. Lose it. Go to the bank. We're just going to follow the winner. Not going to think much. There's our banker win. Parlay it. It was a tie. I hate this app. Ugh. All right, so we won a 2-unit bet there. Parlay it up. That was the bank, right? Lost it. Start over again at player level 1. Lost again. Go to the bank. Again, betting low until it happens, and then hopefully you crush something, right? There's a first win. We'll parlay that win. Come on. There we go. Great. We won our parlay. We stay at level 2. That's our new base bet. And again, that's all coming out of the profit stack. Yes. We won a level 2 bet. Now we parlay that. Yeah, baby. We won our parlay. So we won at level 1 with a parlay, level 2 with a parlay. Now we go to level 3. And that's our new base size is level 3. That's the parlay press. You just keep bumping the base up until it happens, right? There's a tie. We're still in bank for 3. Another one. Now we parlay that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on. Woohoo! All right. Keep bumping it up. Now we're at level 4, right? Again, all this time, we had 1 quarter at risk because you're working off that first win, right? 25 to 50, parlay the 50. 50 to 100, parlay the 100, right? 100 to 70, right? So here we go. Now we're at level 4 as our base. And I forget what just won. I wasn't paying attention. I forgot what just won. Anyway, we're going to go there and tie. We'll stay at bank. I think the bank won. Let me clear that out. 1 level. My mouse keeps hitting the thing and this window scrolls all the time. So, all right. There's a $100 win. We'll parlay that. Our next one will be 125 if we win it. We lost. So now we just start over again. Right? Back to a quarter. Start the whole process again. And there we go. Tie. Yikes. Again. There we go. Parlay it up. Ugly. Banker wins. Now we're going to be bouncing around. Yep. How fast can we burn that $400, right? There's another tie, really? Okay. Get our first parlay out of the way. Come on, you can do it. Another tie. There we go. All right, we got another parlay win. Now we would go to level 2. That's the parlay press. It's very simple. As you win, you just bump the base bet up. You take a win, parlay it, bump the base. Take a win, parlay it, bump the base. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. One thing to note, by the way, and we can go back to my table view real quick, and I'll come back to this in a second. Let's go back here. One thing to note from a pattern standpoint, and people like to talk about the streak, right? And we can use red and green as the streak, right? And you say, hey man, I want to do. I want to get 10 players in a row or whatever it is, right? So 1, 2, 3, let's do 5 or 6. We'll do 6 is the magic number, right? Six players in a row is a streak, right? 6 bankers in a row is a streak. And people are like, oh, that's just, that happens all the time. I see this all the time. You know what else you see all the time? You see this all the time, right? This right here is also a streak, by the way, right? The bounce around, the chop, that's also a streak. It's just as likely to see chop as it is to see 6 players or 6 bankers. There's no difference, right? It's the pattern you want to bet on. If you want to sit there and bet player, banker, player, banker, player, banker as your pattern, cool. You want to bet what just came out like I just did? Great. You want to bet all player all the time or all banker all the time? It's all just as likely. Nothing is any different, right? Patterns are patterns are patterns, and it's whatever you want to be able to remember. I like following the shoe because it's easy to remember. There's a sign that shows you what just came, and it's just a way to not get lost in it. Honest to God, following the shoe is a way not to forget what happened, or just robotically betting banker all the time is a way to remember or not get stuck in what happened. When you follow the shoe, you catch the more obvious streaks, and that's why I like that way a little bit better. Just for me. So, all right, Skill's saying, look at James's comment. What does James say? Waiting for the return of 555. Make things real, right? Isn't fives the best? Fives is the best. I wish. I mean, I know why Greg can't come back, and he won't come back. But Greg was great because Greg is like Greg's the reality guy, right? Greg is like, I like to do a little bit of. Let me go back to the screen here. Go back to the screen share. I like doing a little bit of reality mixed in with some fun. You know what I'm saying? Like I enjoy the games, right? So I'm always trying to like do a little bit of right side play and have some pressing and do some fun stuff just to kind of have a good time with it. Greg has always been Mr. Reality. And we need some more of that, right? God, this thing is driving me nuts. We need more of the reality stuff, right? Because there's so many charlatans out there doing some dumb crap, right? So anyway, there you go. Let's see. What else is out there in chat? James says, show winning permutations by showing the damage on the losing ones. Let's see. What else do we have here? That was a tie. Oh yeah, that I make a mistake on one of the tie bets. I probably did. His other comment was the other. Did I get the right one, Skill? Finally, did I show the right comment there? The one about the winning permutations by try showing the damage on losings. We can. The nice thing about it is this. Let me go back down here. Let's go back to desktop. So we did the 31, right? The 31, you know what's going to happen badly, right? If you're betting these positive ways that I do, right? Like I'm trying to catch, and here's $100, right? Here's 20 red chips, right? If I'm trying to parlay press, my risk is only ever one, right? It's only ever one unit because I put the one unit out there, right? If it wins and I parlay it and I get the parlayed win, I'm back in my rack with 3 units profit, right? That's what I'm hoping for. If it doesn't happen, if I bet the one and I win it and I parlay it and I lose the parlay, I've lost 1, right? When I tell you all the time, like, remember Jen and I had this big ass argument during Craps for the Cure, and I said, look, the secret to gambling, if there's a secret at all, it's to lose as little as you can when it's going bad for you and win as much as you can when it's going good for you, right? Systems like this, 1, 3, 2, 4 is a good example too, right? It's the same thing, right? 1, and you win it and you stack it. Now you have 2 units at risk, at most 2 units at risk, right? Take your 3 unit win and you're back with profit and play, right? Those patterns work great because for the most part, you're losing 1 unit. You're not putting out 5 at a time to win 1. In craps, when you go across, right, you're betting 160 to win 35. Effectively laying 4. It's a 4-to-1, better than 4-to-1 lay, what you're doing there. Here, you're betting really 1 unit to win, in the 1, 3, 2, 4 case, 3. So yeah, the negative side of what I do on these kind of progressions is, again, I'm risking 1 at a time, hoping for a run. And if any one of these runs hits, right, the patterns that I follow, the 1, 3, 2, 4, the paroli, which is a straight up 4-leg parlay, which is tough, right? The paroli is this, right? You remember, this is from Greg, the paroli, right? 1 gets parlayed, 2 gets parlayed, 4 gets parlayed, and then you win 8, right? That's the paroli. It's a 4-legger, right? But for 1 unit, the reward is 5, 10, 15 units. You started out with 20, right? You're risking 1 at a time to win 15, right? You can go 3 full stacks deep, 1 unit at a time, and still come out okay with just getting 4 in a row. And we got 4 in a row here 3 times today. At least 3 times today we got 4 in a row. I see that in blackjack all the time. Now, I've lost the entire stack before, right? But you lose 20 before you win 4 in a row, not your day. And you better have 20 that you don't care about losing. So James, to your point, that's the negative side of it. And I think when you devise a betting pattern, like we talk about here on my show all the time, Betting patterns to me should be concocted in such a way that you lose a little bit when you do and you win a lot when you win. Laddering is the exact opposite. Laddering, you lose a lot when you lose, right? When you lose one and it goes away, and you lose two and it goes away, and you lose three and it goes away, and then you bet four and you finally win on four, right? And you go down to three, right? You're winning one at a time as you go back down that ladder, right? You're winning small amounts of money on your way down. But if you get your ladder and you're up here and you're betting, at some point you've lost 10 units. Let's do it again. Let's get that number right. Right? Lose one, lose two, lose three, lose four, and now you're out here with five. You lose the 5 bet, and you're down to where you can only bet 5. Let's just borrow $1 from a friend, and you're at level 6, and you win at level 6. God bless you, right? You can put 5, 7 of them back, and you're still out here with a 5-unit bet. You got to win this thing here 4 more times to get back to even. If you lose at that last level, you're out. You're putting your entire bankroll at risk. Your 20 units go at risk. At 5 levels, you're done. You lose a lot when you lose in a ladder. You only win 1 unit, 2 units at a time. That's the negative part of ladders, not to coin a phrase there, but the negative part of a ladder is that it's the opposite of the way that I view the world, which is I want to win a lot when it happens. I want to lose a little bit when it's not. I don't want to put 30, 40, 50 units out there at risk to win 2 in the end. Most of the time, you don't get that deep. But when you do get that deep and you're committed to the ladder, you're going to get hammered. And that's, I think, where we end up not seeing enough of that live, right? When I run ladders live, and I've done ladders live, I've gotten destroyed on these things. And that's the problem, right? Yeah, ladders are the best. You're 100% right here, right? The ladders are the best in a chop. And I've demonstrated before. If you have a choppy table, the ladder wins a unit every time because you're going back and forth, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. You're banking a unit every single time. Ladders are fantastic in the chop. Only if the chop happens that way, though, right? Losing 3 or 4 in a row and then needing 5 wins to come back down that ladder is really, really hard. So anyway, there we go. Let's come back over here. Greg says the 3-leg paroli is an 8-unit walk. The 4-leg paroli is the 15. I love the 4-legger. I do the 4-leg paroli at my local casino, right? Because my local casino is a $3 table, literally a $3 table, right? And so you can start at 3, and I never play. I always play at least 4, or I play $4 or $6 because when on a blackjack, I don't want to get pennies, right? So I'll do it at 4 or at $6, and I'll do a 4-legger. And honestly, a $6 4-leg paroli is fantastic. I hit that thing probably at least twice a week when I'm out there. Like that happened 4 in a row is nothing, right? Are there days where I lose $100? Yeah, there sure are, right? Lose all 20 units and it happens. To James's point, you never can dodge the bullet, right? All right, let's get back on the real stuff here. So let me come back over here. Hope that was good. I don't know. I'm looking forward to the day. Like, I'm sorry, my camera shakes, but looking forward to the day when I come back from Casino Quest. I'm going out there next week. I think I'm going to be driving from Seattle to Vegas next week, like Monday or something. Because we're doing the big launch party for Nexus, and I'm going to come back from there with this, what do you call it, the betting thing. I'm going to come back with roulette and Bach and blackjack felts, so I can sit here at my desk and I can deal blackjack and I can deal baccarat to you. I won't probably do roulette here. And then at some point when my table's fixed up out there, we'll do the real table. I have actual real felts coming that are with my logo on them. And I have like a little table thing that's going to sit inside the craps table. So when I put the camera on it, I can stand and actually deal at the right height and you can see it from the camera. But for the time being, we can do it here and I can practice my dealing skills here. And there it is. All right. Gary says, which pass line parlay is my favorite? I really like the 1-3-2-4. I really do. And it's my favorite because I'll show you why it's my favorite. Because I think I can get 2 in a row more often than I can get 4 in a row, right? So let's just put 5 units up here in my bank. My bankroll is 5 units, or let's make it 4 units, right? If I bet 1 and I win 1 and I stack 1, right? I've used 2 units out of my rack, but with it, just to get 1 win there and the second win, right? When I come back down to my level 2 bet, my money's back in my rack. I have 2 units in profit, so I can try it again for free, and I'm playing with 2. It's also a double up, right? It's 100% profit when that works. Every time that move works, it's 100% profit, right? Stay with 2, right? This is the home run play. If it doesn't work, you don't get your 2 parlayed to 4. You don't, if you don't get that, if you just, the idea is you win 10 units, right? But if you don't win, at worst, you can try it again for free. I love that one. That's my all-time favorite is the 1 3 2 4. I think that's, of all the patterns, that's the one I like the best. Although, if I'm short bankrolled, and I've done this before, right? Just sat there on the pass line or the don't pass and just done a straight up 4-leg parlay here. And this works just as well, right? A 1 stacked, a 2 stacked, a 4 stacked, and then an 8-unit win. It's a way to rebuild your bank. And I've had many times where I've been, half my bankroll has been torn away from me. And I've had 2 players in a row one time get 4 in a row on the pass line, 7, 7, 11, hit a point, right? Beautiful thing. Build the bankroll right back up again, and you can go back to playing, whatever you want to do. So those are cool. Fives wants to know when the app's going to be ready. Let me get back to the other screen here. We'll talk about it. The app is close. And I'll start doing app demos relatively soon. We're not quite there yet. Like it's good, but it's not where I'm ready to show it to you yet. Why is that so weird? That's better. We've got the blackjack game is closed. It's a little buggy right now. The blackjack game does a really good job of handling bets, and it feels really good. The problem with the blackjack game is the basic strategy piece, like where it's trying to give you the you got it right, you got it wrong bit as you're playing. We're having a tough time getting that thing to work perfectly. So that's coming. That'll be ready probably this week. Roulette will be ready this week. We'll do beta testing next week, and then the launch is November 22nd. So hopefully that goes well, and it won't be a phone app just yet. Like the phone part of it's not ready yet. Like we have to get approved by the Apple Store, by Apple and by Google to be in the Google Play Store. That takes a while because they actually go through the app and they vet the code and everything else. That can take a month or more to get approved, but the web version will be there. So you can go to the website for it. You can log in and do all that stuff. But yeah, a couple weeks for the first kind of beta, the true beta launch, and then probably another month before Baccarat is in there. The pattern's going to be this. We're going to get roulette and blackjack first, then we're going to add Baccarat. That'd be the 3 basic games you can play by yourself. Then we're going to do the networked version of those things. So then we'll be roulette, Baccarat, or roulette, Baccarat, blackjack live, like Crapsy style, where I can deal and you can play along with. That's the next release. That'll be probably in January. Following that's going to be the dealer version. So if you want to practice dealing, the table would be reversed, upside down. So you stand behind the chip rack and you click the button to deal to the players, and you practice your dealing. That's gonna be for the dealer school piece of it. Then we go to craps, and that'll be probably springtime. So that's going to be the thing. So we got this phased release process going. You can buy them whenever you want to. The thing is, like right now, we're doing the way it's going to pre-priced out is basically the game, the app itself, like the core just app is $10, right? That's going to get you the bankroll manager and all the bridge stuff, bankroll management, loggers for all the games. You can do some strategy play. That's $10. And then you can play each game, but very minimally. Like you'll be able to play blackjack for $1 a hand. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't change the rules. It's just, you're going to get what you get. Each game will cost $10. So the blackjack game is $10. You can make your own tables. You can host a table. You can join the live tables, all that stuff. That's $10. So, each game will be 10. And then if you want to do the networking thing where you're playing with other players, that's a monthly thing because we got to pay for the services. So that's like $5 a month. So the one thing we're doing now is we're letting people buy in early and just pay a fee up front, and you get all that forever. Whatever the game does for the rest of time, you just get it for free. That's $100 a way if you do it now. But if you want to piecemeal it later, like if you don't want to play Baccarat, don't buy the Baccarat game. You know what I'm saying? Like for you, Skill, if you're never going to play Baccarat or Blackjack or Roulette, then save your pennies, buy the app, buy craps, and that be it. So you can decide if you want to play all the games or some of the games or whatever. But we're never going to do the thing where you got to buy chips. Like that's not going to be a thing. You're going to manage your own bankroll the way you want to. I'm really kind of passionate about that. So, and Dr. S he's been watching the demos. He's been watching the progress go along, seeing us develop it. We're getting there. It's a little bumpy road sometimes, but we're getting through it. So, alrighty. Speaking of, I got to go to work. I have an 8:15. 8:15, I meet the team from Mexico and we start talking about roulette. So I've got to run. You guys have a great day. Let me give you your inspirational quote of the week. Of course, is chain. This actually comes from one of the guys that taught me how to play craps. When I tell you the story about me at the hook, being scared to bet, stand next to the guy smoking a cigar, this is what the guy told me. Literally, he said, if you bet the same shit every time, you ain't going to win shit anytime. That's how I learned progression betting. That's where these patterns come from. When you watch people do the parlay pressing and the bang, bang, press, those kind of plays, that's who taught me that stuff, right? The guys at the end playing black chips on the don't, they flat bet. They didn't take odds, those guys, but they use different bet sizing techniques to win all the time, right? That's how they won. They lost, of course, but the way they won was by betting patterns. And that's where the parlays and the parlay pressing and all those things, that's where they come from those guys. And again, like everything else, I give you an inspirational quote. This works in your life too. You just be a cog in the machine. You'll be a cog in the machine. That's the way that life is. You got to press in a little bit. A good example somebody gave me once was Monopoly. If you played Monopoly and only ever passed go and took your $200, you'd lose. You only win Monopoly by buying stuff and by taking a shot at putting hotels around. That's how you win Monopoly. You don't win Monopoly by just collecting go every single time. You cannot win that way. The casino hopes you play that way. That's it. Happy Monday. See you tomorrow. You guys have a great one. God bless all y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.